the quiet village of Umozala, people said children were blessings. But for Mama Ejima, they had become a burden she carried in fear.
Her husband, Okafor, was a man respected by many but feared by his own
But
house.
destiny kept handing him daughters, 1, 2, 3, until they became 12.
Mama Ejima gave birth. The sound of a baby girl's cry tightened Okafor's jaw. The village midwives whispered, "Let this woman rest." But Okafor's desire for a male heir swallowed every voice of reason.
Still, his daughters grew, 12 beautiful girls with bright eyes and brave hearts.
They were each other's shield in a home ruled by a father's disappointment.
Then everything changed as she became pregnant the 13th time. On a stormy night, when the wind roared like angry spirits and the lantern
flickered weakly, and Mama Ejima went into her 13th.
The house waitress, silence, breath held, and at last, a boy cried,
"A son! My son has arrived!"
But little did he know, this boy, the long-awaited child, would grow into someone the entire village would fear, because from the day he opened his eyes, everyone felt it. Something was different about him, something dark.
For the first few months after his birth, the family treated the new baby like a miracle. The father walked around the compound with pride, fondly calling himself Papa Chinedu, father of a son. But the sisters, they were the first to notice it. Those tiny, unsettling signs. At night, while their mother slept deeply from exhaustion, the baby would stay awake, eyes wide open, unblinking, staring into corners as if someone else was there. Sometimes he smiled at nothing. Other times he cried only when the girls walked into the room, almost as if he recognized each of them too well. As he grew, the strange moments grew with him. He started speaking too early, whispering words that were not baby-like at all. One of the sisters, Adora, swore she heard him say her name clearly before he even turned one. He also never crawled. One day he was lying down, the next day they found him standing, holding the edge of the window, looking outside with a seriousness no child should have. Rumors began to spread in the village. A child who did not behave like other children, a father who had desperately wanted the boy, and 12 daughters who watched their little brother with a kind of fear they could not explain. But the mother, she refused to hear in your face. "This is my son," she said, "my only boy, my blessing." Yet, even she couldn't deny the darkness in his eyes whenever he looked at his sisters, as if he knew something none of them knew, as if he was waiting for something only he understood. The first injury happened when Chinedu was 4. He had pushed over a clay pot just to watch it break. When Ngozi, the third sister, raised her voice and slapped his hand away, he did not cry. He only looked at her. That evening, Ngozi slept while carrying firewood. Her leg bent the wrong way. The bone tore through skin. The elders said it was an accident. A week later, Ifunaya scolded him for stealing food meant for the family. That night, a cooking knife fell from nowhere and sliced her palm so deeply she could no longer close her fingers. Each time a sister corrected him, something happened. Falls, burns, sudden sickness, objects turning into weapons when no one was watching. The pattern was clear to the girls, but the parents refused to see it. "He is our only son," the father said. "Girls are replaceable." When the mother finally tried to discipline him, raising her voice, gripping his arm, she collapsed minutes later, coughing blood. She survived, barely. After that, even she grew quiet. Outsiders were not spared. A neighbor who shouted at Chinedu for throwing stones went blind in one eye. A teacher who beat him for refusing to kneel down broke his neck in a fall, and just some days later, still the father defended him. "He is special," he said. God's hand is on him. His sisters learned something terrible then. Correction was not just useless, it was dangerous. The last sister to try was Amaka. She was older, stronger, and angrier than the rest. When Chinedu deliberately tripped their mother and laughed, Amaka snapped. She beat him, not gently, not in warning. She beat him with years of fear and resentment in her hands. Chinedu did not fight back. He did not scream. He smiled through the blood. That night, Amaka went to sleep healthy. By morning, she was dead. No wounds, no illness, just cold. The village said it was sudden death. The parents wailed, but the sisters understood. That was the moment they stopped reacting, stopped shouting, stopped pleading. Instead, they watched. They began staying awake at night in shifts, quiet, hidden, observing, and they saw things no one was meant to see. Chinedu speaking to nothing, Chinedu placing objects beneath beds, Chinedu whispering names, their names, into the darkness. They saw shadows move when he laughed, heard replies when he spoke. Slowly, carefully, they gathered proof. Not stories, not fear, evidence. The sisters went to the elders together, all of them, scarred, thin, unafraid. They showed the objects they had collected from his hiding places. They repeated the words he spoke at night. They named every injury, every death, every outsider harmed. The elders tested him. They confronted him publicly, and for the first time, Chinedu was angry. The ground cracked beneath his feet. A man fell and broke his spine. The mother collapsed again. The father's arm twisted unnaturally when he tried to shield his son. The village finally saw it, the truth they had avoided. This was not a blessed child. This was something that fed on protection, on silence, on favoritism. The decision was quick, unanimous. Chinedu was banished, not beaten, not killed, banished. The parents begged, crawled, bled. It did not matter. At dawn, the boy was walked to the edge of the village. He did not cry. He did not resist. He turned once, looked at his sisters, and smiled. After he was gone, the injuries stopped. The nightmares faded. The air felt lighter. But sometimes on quiet nights, the sisters still woke suddenly with the strange certainty that somewhere far away, Chinedu was still watching, still waiting, and still smiling.